Hi guys, it's Neil with neilsvideos.com. In this video, I want to give you just a quick summary of how to get your refinery going so you can create more gas. When you start the game, your fuel storage tank is going to have 40 units of gas in it. And every time you sell something, your gas is going to go down by several units, 1, 2, or 3 usually, depending on how far away your nearest city is. I picked a good location in this game, so my gas only goes down by 1, but see, I'm down to 17 gas left. So when you get down to some point, you're going to have to replenish your gas, and the only way to do that is by building a refinery. So most beginners are pretty confused how that works, so I'm going to show you in this video. First of all, just to recap, I had to get my windmills going to make some money because these refinery things are expensive. I also added a barn to build some milk or to create milk, and that brings in a little bit more money, but that's not the topic of this video. So what do you need to do the refinery? You see my refinery is asleep right now. So let me go ahead and turn it on, and then I'll tell you what I did to get here. So first you have to create petroleum from crude, and then you have to create gas from petroleum. So I'm going to make a little bit of petroleum here. Now, what I did earlier, several minutes ago, or several rounds ago, if you want to call it that, I built an oil pump over here. So that oil pump is pumping, and I believe to get the oil pump delivered over here to your fuel storage tank, you need a constructor house, a worker house. So the worker is the guy that comes over here, grabs these tanks, and puts them in here. Okay, so that should be a couple of the first things you need is those two items there. And remember, the houses have different colors, so you can kind of tell this is a blue house with a gray roof is different than the rancher house, which is a blue roof and a brown siding. Okay, now you have to have batteries. I call them batteries. They call it energy. But batteries or energy and water into this thing. So you see right here what it needs right now. It needs 2 crude oils. So it's coming over here to the tank. And this worker is actually, he's part of your refinery. So when you get the refinery, you get that worker with it. So he'll go run and get your crude oil. And see, he's got a couple of those. And now he needs a water drum. So he's going to go get a water drum out of this place. So you need one of these places. This is called a warehouse. Now, I've always had trouble balancing these things. Like sometimes I'll get too much water and not enough energy, and you can see I'm almost full. There is a flush button, but down here at the bottom, but sometimes if you flush it, it'll flush everything. Unfortunately, you can't flush just 3 or 4 waters. So right now, it's like I have a little too much water, and see, here comes another one. So I'm going to actually stop the water. You can hit here, craft, and hit stop. So what is this water thing? This is called a water facility. And I don't know the exact rules, but I think in this game, I'm close to 2 lakes or 2 ponds, and I think it just gets its water from those. If you're not close to a lake or a pond, the guy may have to go over here to a well, and he may have to carry the water from the well into the water facility. And I think it takes 3 of those to build 1 drum of water. So see, when you hit craft there, it shows 3 buckets of water to create 1 water drum. So water drums are your industrial storage. So we have the constructor house, the water facility. Oh, and then we need the windmill over here. I call it a windmill. It's a wind turbine. And it's way out here because notice it's green. If it's too close to any other building, you may see it kind of a different color green, kind of an ugly green or sort of a not quite orange, or it may be in red. So like the first game, maybe I put my windmill over here beside this. Then they interfere with each other because of wind blockage. So you don't want some of your things too close to each other. At least not at first when you need to make the money the most. Then later in the game, when you start filling up your whole square, everything's going to be packed in and close to each other. But we're going to see how we do that better. How I do better in this game than I did in my first long game. So you can see there he's carrying another item in there, and I guess that means we already made 1. So I wasn't talking about it, but if you rewind the video, you'll see that when he's making the actual product, the smoke will come out of the stack. And by the way, most of these refinery items will cause pollution. And I think this oil pump may also cause pollution. Well, you don't want those next to your crops because that will hurt your crops, apparently. I haven't done that yet, but it's not a good thing. Okay, so now let's go look at our storage tank, and you see now we have 1 petroleum. So when we said craft on this thing, it crafted 1 petroleum, and here comes the second one. So let me pause the video and let that get down low. Oh, there you see the smoke. Okay, so it's creating something right now, creating pollution. Okay, the pollution just stopped, and you see him carrying out that item. So he's going to go drop it over here. Now what you want to do, this is where you have, your timing has to be kind of important. While all those numbers are 0, you want to say craft and stop. If those numbers are not 0 and you do craft stop, you're going to lose all the items that are sitting there in the refinery. So now let's just review. I have 2 petroleum over here, and now I want to make gas for the first time. So now I click on this and I say craft. And now we're going to make gas. And by the way, jet fuel is something you can sell, but I don't think it's as profitable as like milk and some of those types of things. So I did make some of this in my last game, but I had, by the way, I had 3 refineries then too by the end of the game. So here it's going to take 30 seconds. And now notice you need petroleum to make gas. And unfortunately, it requires twice the water and 3 times the energy. So it's very expensive on your energy. And this is why, if you count these up, see, to make 1 gallon of gas, you're going to need 8 energies and 3 waters. So you want to keep your ratio of energy to water like roughly 8 to 3. That's kind of an odd fraction, but in other words, almost 3 to 1. You want 3 times as much energies as you do water. So what might happen, let me go ahead and hit make. What might happen is in this warehouse, I keep forgetting, this is called a storage unit, this is called a warehouse. Warehouse is for your refinery stuff, and a storehouse is for your food stuff. And in your warehouse now, see, I have way too much water and not enough energy, but the only way to do that, like I said, is really stop your water flow and keep your batteries coming. So that's basically how you create gas. That's really all I wanted to cover in this video. I wanted to make it just a quick to the point video so you can start making gas in your game and get out there and have fun. And I don't know if you can say win or not, but maybe you'll get in the top 100. Good luck, and we'll see you in the next video.